I'm going to quote Rumi really quick. On a day when the wind is perfect, the sail just needs to open and the world is full of beauty. Today is such a day.
The silence is quiet.
Sorry about that. I'm not going to sing 2 songs at once, guys. If you really want me to, I can, but I don't think you want to hear that. Yeah, the remix. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. If I can get more of both the sound and my voice, that'd be awesome too. I'm having trouble hearing, so. Can you guys hear me okay? Maybe I just need to move over here. Check 1, 2. Check, check, check. I'm gonna move over. Then I can hear myself better, hopefully.
It's not far down from paradise, at least it's not for me. And if the wind is right, you can sail away and find tranquility. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see. Believe in me. It's not far to Never Never Land, to pretend. And if the wind is right, you can find the joy of innocence again. Oh, the canvas can do miracles, just you wait and see. Baby, believe in me. Sailing takes me away to where love always heard it could be. Just a dream in the wind, carry me
Testing, 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 testing. Gary, is this on? Testing, 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 test. There we go. There we go. Thank you, Angela. What a beautiful way to start the morning. And also, Angela led the singing bowls and sound healing at 9 a.m. So if you've ever done that before, it's a high vibrational event. So thank you for everyone for coming out to Lake Harriet Spiritual Community on a beautiful Sunday morning as we emerge from the depths and the cold and everything else. So nice to see vibrancy and light start to come back onto this place. Let's see if you're who's here for the very first time today to Lake Harriet Spiritual Community. Wonderful. John's going to hand out just a little card, a little reminder with our website on it, just because it kind of shows all the things we've got going on, because we're more than just a Sunday event. There's something happening here every day of the week, practically. Like Monday, there's a women's group that's meeting this week. Tuesday, meditation, I think, is led this time by Alex. Alex Fries does a wonderful job. Wednesday, Allie does Kundalini Yoga. Thursday, I don't think there's anything this Thursday, but Friday night is going to be our big drumming night. So if you've ever done drumming before, it's a great way of moving energy. And we fill up the sanctuary with 30, 40 people banging away on hand drums. So it's a powerful, visceral way to move energy in the body, because we realize that everything is energy. And we're here to be these beautiful objects of consciousness as we're shifting this energy and trying to transform and just understanding how all this works. So drumming is just a great way of moving energy, and if the other things that really resonate for you, try them out. Just and connect with people, because this is a community, and we're all speaking the same language, and it's the language of the heart. Because we're all in the same game together, trying to get out of our head and into the heart. Because that's all about letting go, all about transforming, and all about being the highest vibrational beings we can be. So I just invite you to come back for other things, because this place has made such a difference for me. And I just would invite you to keep trying and doing different things as well. Let's see, next week, there's going to be laughter yoga. Pete and Jan are going to be leading that at 9 a.m. Have you ever done laughter yoga before? It's a great way to oxygenate your body, raise your vibration, because even if you fake it, even if you're faking laughter, your body still gets the health benefits, because your body doesn't know the difference between something real and something imagined. So they do a wonderful practice at 9 a.m. next week. And also Mary Newstrom is coming back. She's kind of in the shamanic realm, leads a lot of groups, powerful teacher. So I invite you to come back for Mary Newstrom. That'll be next week. Now, if anybody has a cell phone that isn't currently on vibrate or airplane mode, please do that now, because that would be great to just reduce the EMF and mitigate some of that information coming into the room. And now we are blessed again to have Dawn Morningstar back with us to be our lead speaker here at 10:30. Yes, Morningstar is her real name. And she is an award-winning author, women's self-empowerment coach, podcast coach, educator, TEDx speaker. I didn't know that. That's beautiful. Former radio talk show host and devoted advocate for women's self-empowerment. She's also the creator of the amazing facial serum 18. Since her book, Venerable Women, Transform Ourselves, Transform the World, was published in 2016, Dawn has spoken to groups over 1,300 times. After coaching women for 35 years, Dawn founded Venerable Women in 2013 and then co-founded New World Women with Mecca Page and Sean Vouget in 2020. New World Women, a sisterhood of seekers and sages, expands women's consciousness and increases their prosperity using unique model paying women to practice self-care, learn new things, stay inspired, and help others. At this point, there is no other model like New Women's World in the world. So Lake Harriet Spiritual Community, join me in helping welcome Dawn Morningstar.
Everything worthwhile begins with awareness. Today we're going to talk about the 5 states of awareness. But before we do, I want to share what an honor and privilege it is for me to be back here with each of you and to share the stage a little bit later with Sean Vougeot. Sean is, as Jay mentioned, one of the co-founders of New World Women. Mecca Page, our third co-founder, is not able to be with us today. But when Gary reached out to me and asked me to come back to speak, I kept thinking at the time, we're in this midwinter darkness, so to speak, and how lovely it would be, in addition to the message that I'll share from my heart, to have the beautiful voice of Sean to sing with us. And then I found out that Angela Hunt was going to be singing today as well. So we are blessed with an abundance of music, and we are blessed with an abundance of everything. We are blessed with an abundance of life. So let's get the slideshow. Oh, there we go. Thanks, Gary. So these 5 states of awareness, where did they come from? So back in 2013, I used to host these women's gatherings at the University Club of St. Paul. Anybody familiar with that? No? Okay. A few of you are. It's a really beautiful place, and we would have between 20 and 60 women every single month. And we'd have a wonderful dinner, and we'd get a little dressed up, and we would have a teacher come and speak and share about higher principles, sharing things about higher consciousness, chakras, goddesses, ancient teachings, all of that. And so I was so excited to have this speaker talking about chakras and higher consciousness. And there were a few women I had never seen before at these gatherings. And so I noticed during the speaker's presentation that they were looking a little bit confused. And I didn't think much of it. And so afterwards, I went around after the dinner and the talk, I went around and asked a few of the women, so, what was that like for you? Is there anything that stood out for you? That sort of thing. And these 2 women said, well, the women seemed nice enough, and the food was really, really good. But I had no idea what she was talking about with those chakras. And she said, and by the way, she said, doesn't the fact that we're alive mean that we are living with consciousness? And so there is something to that, but we're talking about higher states of consciousness. And so I thanked her for her input. And then afterwards, I began thinking about the different ways that we show up in our lives at different stages in our lives. And that got me to thinking about these women and where they are in that cycle. And so that evolved into the 5 states of consciousness. And I really appreciated what Jay said before about really getting to a point where we're living from our hearts more than our minds. And yet our minds are a wonderful vehicle to help us understand and to embrace this higher consciousness and higher frequency. So I thought about when I was a little girl living in Baltimore, Maryland. I had no idea what the Great Lakes were, but I remembered that they taught us an acronym. Did you all learn that too here in the Midwest? HOMES. So say it with me. Huron, Ontario, Michigan, Erie, and Superior. And so I have found things like that, to be very helpful over the years. I was laughing with a friend of mine a few weeks ago saying, I still do righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And so sometimes these things can be helpful for us to remember how to, capture or to practice something that we'd like to integrate into our lives. And so that's where the 5 states of awareness came from. So, okay. So, these 5 states evolved. They didn't start off exactly like this. And they evolved with the idea of the sleeper, the seeker, the student, the synergist, and the seer. And so we can think of these 5 states by thinking of ourselves or people in our lives who tend to spend more time in one of these states than the other states. And none of the states is any better than the others. We're human, and we could actually be in all 5 states in a 5-minute period. And you'll see what I mean in a moment. Living with the awareness of what state you're in actually liberates you. Feeling into the state that another person might be in can help us to be more compassionate to others. So that's an overview of them. So what are they exactly? So in the sleeper state, and kind of as I'm explaining these, think of maybe an instance in your life or maybe a whole time period in your life when you have been in the sleeper state. Sleeper state, we tend to experience life only in 3D, right? Only what we can taste and touch and smell, matter. And we tend to, when we're in sleeper state, live with little awareness of our feelings in that particular moment. And because the feelings are not experienced or really delved into in that moment, what happens? If you don't deal with sadness, for example, or grief, what happens? It's going to come out sideways. I know I told this story before, but it's such a goodie, and it really illustrates this point. A friend of mine had stepchildren who were not really in love with her, and she tried every single thing she could do to get them to like her, and she really wanted to connect with them. So around Christmas time, she's baking cookies, never baked cookies before. She's, buying them presents, she's doing all this stuff, and from the kids, crickets. They were just not going there with her. They wouldn't go. And so she goes to work the next day. She's exhausted. She's been trying all these things. And she's taking her coat off, and the top button of her coat pops off. And she bursts out crying. What happened there? She was not expressing or really even paying attention to her feelings. When we don't, they will come out sideways because feelings are messengers for us. They are messengers for us. So in sleeper state, we don't pay attention to what we're feeling. Or we do all kinds of things so we don't have to deal with the feelings that we're having. In sleeper state, we go into separation, fear, stress, confusion very, very easily because we're not in a state of awareness. We tend to have a me consciousness rather than a we consciousness because we're in a state of self-obsession. It's all about us. It's about our pain that we're not dealing with. We see life in duality, right or wrong, good or bad, with me or against me. We feel trapped. We feel like we're a victim of circumstances when we're in sleeper state. And we are not as connected with our divine as we could be when we are in sleeper state. So can you think of a time in your life, or maybe this morning or 3 minutes ago, where you were in sleeper state? Yeah, me too. The wonderful thing, though, is when we have new awarenesses, we can do things differently, right? So then we move into seeker state. Oh, there we are. And seeker state is where we begin to believe that there might be more than meets the eye. We begin to believe that there might be not just this, but all of the molecules and atoms and space that make this. We begin to become more conscious and a little bit more curious and more aware than when we are in the sleeper state. We pay more attention to our feelings, and we begin to wonder about our own inner journey, bless you, about our own inner journey. Is there an inner journey for me? I've, to this point, maybe only thought of the outer world. And we start to see that life might not be just about us. It might be about others as well. We desire a more authentic communication with ourselves, with our divine, and with others. Authentic, real. We want inner peace, and we think it might be possible for us to have inner peace. Whereas in sleeper state, we don't know that that's possible for us. Now, in seeker state, we might think, ooh, this is too much. I'm a little scared. It seems like hard work. I don't want to do it. And we might go back to sleep, right? Or we can remain curious and then move into student state. And, when I think about my overall state over the years, I would say that I spent a whole ton of time in student state. I wanted to learn everything there was. I wanted to go to all the classes and the retreats. I still like those things, and I still do them. But what I realized is I knew all the concepts in my mind. I believed them. I was pretty sure they were true, but I had not yet embodied them. They were still a mental concept for me. So some of the aspects of being in the student state is we come alive with true curiosity. We're curious about everything. And through study, we begin to see that there is more than meets the eye. We learn techniques and methods and practices to become more aware. We embark on the inner journey in a greater way, and we begin to have more awareness. We see the interconnectedness of all things. Do you remember the time when you actually realized that you are a part of something much bigger and grander than yourself? Do you remember that time? It could have been when you were a little kid and you were, playing with a dandelion, and you began to look really, really closely, and then you saw a little bug in there, and you were just really into this idea that there's the sun, and there's the dandelion, and there's the little cute bug, and there's you with your little knees on the dirt, and you feel one. You might not know to express it that way, but that is what you are feeling. And in student state, we're learning more, and so we begin to really connect in with that idea of interconnectedness. We have new tools because we're reading all the time and all of that. We have more tools for this. And we, again, mental concepts mainly. By the way, don't feel that you have to remember all of this. I printed up some handouts that you can have that will help you to remember. And so, yeah, you notice I'm using my notes now too. And we read and study ways to have more inner peace in the student state. And we can recite the names of many authors. We can maybe even quote them. And we believe in a lot of these teachings, yet they're still mental concepts for the most part. And then we move into synergist state. And this is where we live with curiosity, wonder, magic, and joy. In the moment more, in the moment more. And we know that there is this web of connectivity and oneness with all of life. We know it now because we're synergists. We've synergized this mental information, we've embodied it. And so we feel it more. We manifest a life that's very beautiful from our inner selves, instead of always the outer. We know what it's like. We know what it's like when we're in alignment, and we know what it's like when we're not. In the sleeper state, we'd go into victimhood. And in this synergistic state, we are able to truly feel in our bodies when we are in alignment with our higher frequency, excuse me, and when we are not. And in this synergistic state, we have the tools from that student state or from inner knowledge. We have what we need to shift ourselves from that lower frequency into a higher frequency. And that's a beautiful thing. It's a really beautiful thing. So as I'm sharing some of these concepts with you, can you see different times in your life where you've been in one state more than the other? Or as I said before, even earlier today, maybe I was thinking about the fact that I was very sick for a few days. I'm not contagious anymore. I've checked that out with my homeopath. And I was sick, and I don't usually get sick. It's very, very rare that I get like a cold and I never got COVID. And I was using all of my spiritual practices because I know that body, mind, and spirit are one. And I was trying to delve a little deeper to find out, why is this physical manifestation happening with this illness? And I tried all of what I could remember to do, and I realized that I was missing something. And so I reached out to my homeopath, and thinking up to that point, I can heal this myself. I'm good at this. I know how to do this. And she asked me about my symptoms, and I told her, and she started asking me, because it was mainly in my lungs. And she asked me things like, have you had bronchitis or lung problems in the past? I was like, nope, never, not really. And she said, in traditional Chinese medicine, and this is Dr. Joanna Maitre, by the way, she spoke here. She said, in traditional Chinese medicine, the lungs represent grief. And I was confused by that. I was like, I'm not really feeling any grief. Well, then I took a look at what my life has been involved with over the past few months. And a very dear friend of mine has a very, very serious health challenge. And so I went out to see her, and I spent time with her, and we talked about the the hard, deep things about life and death. And I worked really hard to be joyful with her and to tend her and to love her and to let her know how much I care. But what I didn't do is I did not grieve what I was feeling about this. I was so busy tending that I did not tend myself. And so, talking with Dr. Joanna, she gave me that awareness. And when she gave me that awareness, it occurred to me that even though this work that I'm talking about is inner work for sure, we can also be helped by the awareness that others can bring to us. And that's why spiritual community, higher consciousness community, higher frequency community is so important to us. Because when we spend time with like-hearted people who are on this journey, then sometimes we can see things that we couldn't see on our own. So that's what the Synergist does. They remain open. We remain open when we're in that state of awareness. We remain open to being supported and helped by others, knowing that we don't have to be silos unto ourselves. And also in that synergy state, we don't feel that we are victims anymore. We have taken back our own power. And whenever I talk about power, just as we do in New World Women, the organization that I am one of the 3 co-founders of, we're never talking about power over others, which is traditionally how power has been used, especially in a patriarchal system. We're talking about power within, power with our divine, power with others. And in this synergy state, we may continue to learn new principles. We all do. Yet our inner wisdom, intuition, and higher attributes are more trusted and lived. And we become more integrated and whole and authentic. And then we move into seer state. And this is a rare and precious state. This is when we are fully aware, we are open, and we are present. We live in knowing with a capital K. We know that there is no separation between our heart's desires and their manifestation. When we are in seer state, in that state of oneness, when we're in that state, we can manifest instantly. Think of times in your life where you've been in that super high vibe, super high consciousness, and something that you've been longing for shows up without any real effort on your part. That's the seer state. There are many who have walked among us in the past who lived mostly in that seer state. They are the Christed ones, the ones of light. Jesus, Buddha, there's so many others. because they lived as one with their divine. They expressed the divine in all that they did. And we all can have moments of this. Every single one of us. I guess the question to ask ourselves is, what do we need to do to stay in that seer state, or to get there and then to stay there? It can be with meditation. It can be the sound that you were creating this morning. Sean and I were in there setting up, and we were trying to be so quiet. And sorry about the big bang. You know how it is when you're really trying to be quiet is when really loud things happen. But we both went and stood by the door with our ears pressed against the door because we could feel that vibration, and that brings us into that seer state. And there are many other ways to get there. And I haven't mentioned love, because to me it just seems so obvious that love is that high frequency. It is the high frequency. It's the highest of them all, followed very close behind, if we're being hierarchical, which I try not to do, but I just did. Close behind it is gratitude. Gratitude is a very highly resonating attribute. So in the seer state, we feel no fear because we know that there literally is nothing to fear. Nothing. I know your heads are probably thinking, oh yeah, well, what about this? What about that? It's all a part of one big, beautiful journey. There is nothing to fear. That's how we are when we're in seer state. In seer state, we are in a state of bliss. Feel bliss. Just take a minute. Feel a little bliss. Feels good, doesn't it? It feels really good to be in bliss. And I know this is a hard time we are living on this planet. I know that. Yet, if we go back to thinking about the reason why all this lower frequency, dark energy is around us, it's because we are becoming light beings. And when we are light beings, we're able to see this more, and we are able to heal it. We cannot let fear lower our vibration. We cannot. It will not serve us, and it will not serve the world that we know that we came here to help raise that consciousness, that frequency, love. I mean, can you see that world? Can you feel it? Come on, let yourself feel it. It's why we're here. You wouldn't be sitting in here listening to this kind of stuff if you didn't believe that there was another world possible. That's why Mecca, Sean, and I came up with the name New World Women, because we know that there is a new world emerging. We know it. And we're doing everything we can, personally, doing our own inner work and sharing concepts like these and many others that help us to stay in that strong, solid, yet flexible place. Seer state unifies opposites. Instead of this, oh, this is good and this is bad, we unify them. Unify them. There really is no good or bad, not really. I mean, think about it. Have you ever had anything good happen to you that turned out to be not so hot? Yeah. And the reverse is true as well. So in the seer state, we don't see duality. We only experience oneness. This is a good one. We're free of suffering in the seer state. We don't have to suffer. We'll experience pain. We'll experience hard things, no question. We're still on this planet. That will happen, but we don't have to suffer about it. It's our minds that cause us to suffer. Our hearts never cause us to suffer, ever. We live in the sacred, whatever that means to you when we're in seer state. And we live knowing that we are part of all that is. We are eternal. We are vast. We are a part of the cosmos. We are the cosmos. And when we are in seer state, we are love. We are love. So, before we go into a little meditation, and before we get to hear Sean sing, let's take a look, now that you know what the 5 states of awareness is, 5 states of awareness are. Ask yourself, in what state do you spend most of your time? Be honest with yourself. Don't judge yourself. In what state would you like to spend most of your time? How would your life and our world be impacted if you lived in awareness of your state? And how will knowing these 5 states of awareness help you to be more compassionate to others? For example, if we have someone in our lives who is in sleeper state most of the time, and we bring this fabulous new book that we just read that really inspired us, and we're like, look, read this. This is going to change your life. And they look at you like, or they'll take it and maybe read 1 page and go, what the heck is this? I don't even know what this means. I don't even know. Or that person who, sleeper state again, is in victimhood. We can have compassion for them because they don't know another way yet. They just don't know yet. And it's not always our job to teach them, especially if they're not ready. We could actually push them backwards if they're not ready and we're kind of forcing this on them. Every single person is here with a particular soul agreement or soul purpose that they agree upon before they come into this physical plane, this body. And we cannot pretend to know what that is. You know, sometimes people might come here to be an F-up. They might. It's not our job to fix that. Our only job, so to speak, is to do our inner work. And many times when people see what love and bliss and kindness and compassion and empowerment, when they see what that feels like, that can inspire them. Not always, but sometimes it does. It could make them curious. What's she doing? How's she doing that? So, I hope that helps with the people in your life. And the one who, in student state, knows all of the teachings, and they can rattle them off to you. They know the 4 agreements. They know A Course in Miracles. They know all the stuff, but they haven't embodied it yet. Have compassion. They're trying. And then I have one more little gift for you before the meditation. Again, I love acronyms. What can I say? So it's your apple a day, and bite them off in this order. Now that you're an awareness expert, start with awareness, move into presence. So in other words, we want to become aware of something, then we become present with it. Patience. Have a little patience with yourself, with others, with the world. Love. Love. And then take action. You do the first 4 and then the 5th. You don't take action until you've done the first 4. Because I guarantee you, any action you take without doing the first 4, it's not going to have the outcome you want. It just won't. It's fact. So, I am going to grab my water bottle. Or Sean, if you want to. Thank you. And then let's do a meditation together. Okay, if you're comfortable closing your eyes, go ahead and do that. And now focus on your breath, your constant companion and friend throughout your life, from your first breath to your last. Your breath is always with you. So take a few nice, deep, and cleansing breaths. And as you do, as you're breathing in, imagine that you are breathing in the essence of trees. And as you breathe out so fully that it's as though you are pouring water into a clear stream. And as you relax into this moment, feel that there is nothing for you to do. Nothing at all. Feel a gentle activation in your spine, starting at the base of your spine and dancing its way up through your crown chakra. See your crown chakra with a point of light above it, about a foot or two above your head. And know that this is your oversoul. This point of light It's like your antenna. And see that point of light come down right in the center of your head and come out through your third eye. Good, now breathe. And see that point of light now travel down to your throat chakra. And then expand out in front. Breathe. And see that beautiful point of light come down to your heart in the center of your body and push it forward so that that light is love going outward. And now take that same point of light and bring it down to your solar plexus. And this is a little different. You're going to see your soul enter through the back of your body at that solar plexus area. And then see your soul filling the solar plexus. And then extending the light of your soul outward, outward, outward. This is your manifestation field. Breathe again. And feel the lower chakras of your body and your lower body all the way down to your feet being very grounded and connected with Gaia, with Mother Earth. In your mind, in your mind's eye, in your heart, imagine that you are holding your arms skyward and your head back, laughing with joy. You are the middle bridge between heaven and earth. With another breath, feel yourself fully present in your body with a heart of gratitude, with a heart of love. Now bring yourself fully back to this room with these other souls who are here to create our new world, starting within themselves. The words that I have spoken on our behalf are made manifest by our divine. So it is, and so it shall be. Shanti, 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 and blessed be. Then bring your hands into prayer pose. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. And now, Sean Vuchel. Oops, offering first. You can tell I'm excited to hear her sing, right? So, Angela, you're up next. Blessings, dear one.
Well, help me thank God for this morning. What a beautiful... And now we're going to just pass around the offering basket just as a gratitude offering, because we aren't connected to any other mothership. There's no other higher organization. Pretty much everything here is volunteer driven. So we appreciate, you are truly keeping the lights on, keeping the heat going. So really appreciate your contribution and your energy, all of your heart energy here in this community. So thank you and appreciate all of you. And during the offering, we will have a lovely song by Angela Hunt.
If you can turn both the mic and the music up, that'd be awesome. Check, check, check. Hello, hello. Are you guys hearing it okay? Okay. Mm-hmm.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Come on, sing it with me.
I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is that rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. 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 Yeah.
And now we're just going to do a little blessing of the offering. Thank you, Angela. That was beautiful. Way to raise the vibration in the room. Okay, if you just raise your hands and repeat after me. Perfect love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Oh. Okay, and now we're going to have want to do our closing circle? How do we want to do the song? Song first. Okay, beautiful.
Is this okay Gary, if I use this microphone instead? Is that okay to use this mic? Okay, perfect. Thank you, Dawn. That was so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you all for being here this morning. No, I think we'll just do the song first, and then we'll do the closing circle. This is A New Day Has Come. A new
for so long for a miracle to come. Everyone told me to be strong. Hold on and don't shed a tear. Through the darkness and good times, I knew I'd make it through. And the world thought I had it all, but I was waiting for you. Hush, now I see a light in the sky. Oh, it's almost blinding the eye. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun. A new day has come. Where it was dark, now there's a light. Where there was pain, now there's joy. Where there was weakness, I found my strength. All in the eyes of divine. Hush, now I see a light in the sky. Oh, it's almost blinding me. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun. A new day has. Let the rain come down and wash away my tears. Let it fill my soul and drown my fears. Let it shatter the walls for a new sun, a new day has come. No, 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 hush now, I see a light in your eyes. All in the eyes of divine. I can't believe I've been touched by an angel. Oh no, I can't believe I've been touched by an angel with love. Oh, hush now, a new day. Hush now, a new day. A new day has come. Thank you.
And now it's time for our closing circle as Dawn leads us in a closing message. We can probably fit around this whole central area here.
I'm not sure. Dear ones, go forth in the highest frequency and vibration that you can muster in each moment. We are the ones who have come to change the world. Know that you are blessed. Know that you are capable. Know that you have every single thing you need. And give thanks. So it is.